Something that's available in almost all of the blueprint windows and also in the material editor like this are the idea of reroute nodes. So sometimes when we have these nodes, these wires can become kind of bound up or difficult to lay out when we're trying to put them around things. In this example, it's not too bad, but let's just say that I wanted to kind of position these things in a different way. Now, any place that we have a wire like this, we can actually come in and we can double left click very quickly. And you'll actually see it adds this little white dot. And this is actually what we call a reroute node. And this allows us to clean up our graphs. So we can do things like this, or let's just say that I wanted this down here. Again, on the line, I can just double left click quickly and add in these little reroute pins. And these are super handy for just cleaning things up, getting things out of the way. We can click drag them to move them out. We can also come in and we can add a description on this node, as again, just to show what's happening. I can even comment, just like we had talked about previously, on this node, reroutes. And we can also come in here and delete just part of the chain as well. And the other thing we want to do is we want to be able to come in and you want to click on top of it. That won't work. You want to kind of click around the proximity, and that makes it selectable for us to move it. If I were to break this pin by holding down Alt and left clicking on the pin, you'll notice the reroute pin stays and allows us to, in the future, easily just reconnect this. Now, the other thing we can talk about is named reroutes. So named reroutes are a very useful tip that is a little bit newer to Unreal. So if we left click and we type in named reroute declaration node, we can define a name. So let's say time here. Time is an input that's feeding this material. And maybe we want to use time in a bunch of different places. So if I name this, let's call it reroute node, or RN for reroute node. And I'm going to name it time. And I'm actually going to plug time into this. And I'm going to hold down Alt and left click to deselect the chain. Now you'll notice our material stopped animating, and we have this kind of 2-node input with an output. And we could technically just go like this, and it would go right through on with the execution chain. And that's fine. But if we alt click that to get off of it, if we come over here and now we search for RN time, you'll notice under named reroutes, we now have RN reroute node time. And if I plug this node with that only a single output into multiply, it's like jumping the chain. And this allows us to have much more clean materials, because now I could come in here, hit C and comment, time node. And this allows us to, because we can only have one time node, we can have 2 time nodes, but now this becomes confusing, right? Where I have all these times, I can just refer to it once and have one clean way to put it out. Or if I have a parameter that I'm going to be using in a bunch of different places, I can do the same thing. So I just wanted to kind of explain at the high level that we have not only these reroute pin nodes that allow us to fix the lines, but also these named reroute nodes that allow us to kind of not have to have connected wires. So hopefully that gives you a high level idea of ways we can organize our materials and be a little more clean when refactoring.